Hey guys, Matt Everhart. I'm the former owner of CrossFit Wichita, and I'm back. I'm going to be doing the programming for the gym and running one of the boot camps in the morning, get a little bit more involved, and just kind of wanted to take a minute and go over how the new format, specifically the heavy portion of the workout, is going to look from now on, and basically how the sessions are going to need to be formatted or should be formatted to make sure we maximize the time. So there's 4 parts to the workout, which is not much different than what we're doing now. Warm-up is 10 minutes, heavy is 20 minutes, Metcon is 15 to 20, and reset's 10 minutes. All these elements are pretty critical to the full piece of the workout, so we want to make sure that we get all of them in. The warm-up is everything we've been doing. Just need to make sure we're a little more time sensitive, a little more looking at the clock and starting right on time, making sure that 10 minutes is, we don't go over that 10 minutes. And that's primarily because we've got an hour that's stuffed full so we want to make sure that we get it all in. The heavy, 20 minutes, that's going to be the weightlifting portion. We're going to do 4 heavies a week, and one of the 5 days will be a chipper, so there'll be no heavy on that day. But 4 days out of the week, we're going to have this 20-minute segment we're going to really need to pay attention to time on. And I'll go over that here in just a second. The Metcon is going to be fairly short, regularly shorter than what I would say a normal CrossFit workout looks like. It's going to be 15 minutes probably, closer or occasionally on the 20-minute side. But again, as soon as it's really a time-sensitive issue, we need to make sure that as soon as the heavy's done, and it should be under 20 minutes, but as soon as the heavy's done, we're getting stretched out and ready, and the clock's going. We've got to hustle and get through the Metcon. At the end, the reset. Again, this is a very critical component to the full body routine that we're trying to get into. The reset is going to be heavily involved in gymnastic movements, in extensions, in making sure that we're getting as much access to the entire body as we can during that 1 hour session. So that's about 10 minutes worth of work, and it's not timed, it's not recorded. What we're working on is stuff like handstands, getting the shoulders acclimated to putting the weight on them, for example, or working on splits, as in gymnastic splits, or working on L-sits, that sort of thing. It's extra components that we don't have a lot of time for in the Metcon, and you certainly can't do a lot of instruction on in the Metcon, and we're not going to do anything like that in the heavy. Okay, so with that being said, the heavy section is going to look something like this. And next week, we're not going to start, next week, the first week that I'm back, which is Monday the 23rd, I think, of February, 24th of February, we're going to do all maxes. We're going to do PRs and look for PRs in all the lifts. And that way, we can start the very first week of March. We can start in phase 1, and this is what phase 1 is going to look like. So it's going to be 4 weeks, 4 weeks of work at 60 to 65% of the 1 rep max that the people are going to do this next week. So that's why it's important next week we get that in. There's going to be 15 rep minimum and 20 reps max on the per round. So 15 usually, having done this, this is my 4th iteration. 15 is usually more than enough. If for some reason they start under and they don't feel like they're getting enough on that first set, maybe do 20. Maybe the first set or 2 will be 20, but 15 is almost always the number to shoot for. 20, again, the high side, the max range, and that's reps. There's going to be a couplet with each heavy, each exercise. For example, if we've got deadlift, we're doing deadlift as the heavy. There's going to be a couplet of, this is an example of 10 jump squats. And as soon as they're done with the lift, they do those exercises, and then they take a break and wait for their next rep or next set. There's 2 to 3 minutes rest between the lift, and that's very important because I've had people that come in here and they'll start their 3-minute break after they're done with the couplet exercise. It's 3 minutes after the lift, a max of 3 minutes, no less than 2 minutes. So we want to rest a minimum of 2, maximum of 3 minutes after the lift. Whatever time it takes them to get this in there, that's part of their rest. If you have more questions about the heavy portion and to get a kind of example of how I'm going to do some programming, it's at savagefit.com. That's svgfit.com. Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited about being back. Excited about getting back into programming and working with everybody at CrossFit Wichita. Looking forward to it. Monday I'll be back. 5:30 a.m. I'll be doing the boot camp, so I'll see everybody, all the CrossFitters in the morning as well. And yeah, get fit and stay savage.